And so if he saw this video, do you think that he would want to come and get you up off the street?
Probably so.
Have you ever considered maybe calling him?
No.
Why not?
It's because, you know what? I know it's hard to talk about it, but I'm going to just say it anyway.
What's going on, good people? This is Tori with Dating Right, back at you once again with another reaction video. And in this particular video, we're going to be discussing a young lady in Atlanta, Georgia, who has recently found herself homeless and in a situation. And the reason why I want to react to this particular video is because I think there's a message in it that all of us need to know. I know for me, being a person that was homeless for about a week, living in my truck, living in my vehicle for about a week before I, was able to secure a apartment. I think there's a teachable moment in this of how some people, men and women, sometimes both let our pride go before the fall. This is totally a situation where this young lady has let strong and independent go way beyond the point of just, like this is just too much pride to have, versus just submitting and coming into one and being with a man. So enough of me doing all the yapping. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Let's get into the video.
What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady out here today. How you doing today, miss?
I'm doing good.
All right. So how old are you?
I'm 31.
31. Are you homeless?
As of right now, yes.
Okay. And so what would you say has brought you to this point of being homeless in your life?
During the pandemic, people getting laid off and everything. So it's like, before the pandemic, I was living good, making sure, just making sure that my house was good and everything. But during the pandemic, it just threw everybody off because everybody's losing their jobs. And then they said that they have rent forgiveness, but they don't. They don't have rent forgiveness. Okay. And now you see all my brothers and sisters, I call them my brothers and sisters, all the village people out here.
Okay. Hold on real quick. All right, technical difficulties, but all right, we're back. So, all right, so let me just, let me put a pin in it right there. So, you say you're 31. Mm-hmm. So, again, you basically said that the pandemic got you into a situation where you basically couldn't pay your rent, mm-hmm. and you got kicked out. How long have you been without a roof over your head?
It's been a whole month.
Okay, so it's been a month. So, all right, so let's start from the beginning. So where are you from?
I'm originally from Rhode Island.
Okay, from Rhode Island. Shout out Rhode Island. And so growing up, did you have both your mother and your father in the household?
I would say my dad was the backbone of the household, old school type of way, really like a backbone. Basically make sure the household was good. But me and my siblings, we have different combinations of mothers and fathers. So me and my sister has the same dad, and me and my brother has the same mom, but I'm the oldest out of all of them.
I get it.
Yeah, but growing up, they made sure, in a collective type of way, they made sure that we was good. We had good knowledge, make sure that we read books and everything. Okay.
And so growing up, you would say that you had a fairly normal childhood?
It was weird, but fairly normal.
What was weird about it?
Weird about it is when all the parents came together. When anybody got in trouble at school, it's not just one parent showing up, it's all of them showing up. Like who did it this time? Who did it? who did it? Who did it?
Well, I mean, that sounds pretty cool, actually, man. It sounds like a village mentality.
It was a village mentality.
Okay. And so you went to high school. Did you graduate high school?
I graduated high school. I went to Morris Brown, and I went to Westwood.
Okay. Did you graduate Morris Brown?
No, because of their accreditations. Back in 2008 and 2009, they lost their accreditations, and there was only maybe 50 kids left there.
And so did you graduate from Westwood?
No, because they lost their accreditation. We got transferred to Morris Brown. All the kids that was going to Morris Brown got transferred to Westwood. Then not even 6 months later, they lost their accreditation too.
Okay. So I'm gonna put a pin in that right there. So do you have any kids?
No.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
No. Not officially on paper.
Why the hesitation?
It's because I was supposed to marry somebody named Timon, and he got shot on his birthday.
Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
How long had y'all been dating?
We grew up together. He was my best friend.
How long ago did that happen?
About 5 years ago.
Okay. Like I say, my condolences for that.
Okay, let's stop it there for a second. Now, what she just said as far as her background growing up, she came from a unstable household. It seems like the same father was not in the house. That's not a big deal. There's a lot of people that grew up that way, having the same father or whatever. But you see the instability of a father or her father not being in the home, how that can, mess with a child's psyche growing up. Also, she moved to a new city, trying to get a new education, went to Atlanta, went to 2 colleges there that lost their accreditations. Or I remember 2 ladies that went to nursing school. Sometimes the college got stuff going on, people get transferred, it's a complete mess. So it just brings up the fact that when, she lost that whole family structure when she moved to Atlanta alone. And it looks like she went, I'm just theorizing and I'm not judging, but it looked like she went to Atlanta to be with this particular man, but they grew up together and he unfortunately got shot, lost his life. And, I'm not judging. I don't mean to judge at all, but we know a lot of times when people, sometimes get themselves in certain situations to get shot, they're usually sometimes they're into the wrong things. So I'm not sure why he, got into that situation, but, it's just, I think that's one of the reasons too that she went to Atlanta. That's why she probably taking it so hard to this day. I think he was the man that she was looking to, be her husband one day. So let's keep that in mind.
And so what were you doing, kind of in between the ages of 22 and, a month ago?
Between 22 and a month ago. Okay, let's go down the timeline. I was working at the radio station on night shift.
What radio station?
Hot 107.9 on night shift.
You was working at Hot 107.9 here in Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay, what were you doing there?
I was a promoter. Back in the day, we would hand out CDs and hand out, t-shirts and stuff like that.
Was you an intern or was you
I was more like...
Did you work there as an employee?
I worked there as an intern.
Okay.
And then a year later, then I started to get paid. But I missed that job. I used to work for DJ Chameleon and DJ Scream. I was working for Hood Rich Entertainment.
So we get to this point. Mm-hmm. You were working at the radio station. What was the job that you had right before the pandemic hit?
I used to be a construction worker. I got my credentials right
here. You don't have to show your credentials, but you was working construction, and so the pandemic hit, and that caused you to stop working.
They sent everybody home because.
Okay. And so, was you getting unemployment for a little while and all like that?
I got unemployment for maybe 2 months, and then the credentials got cut off by the company. I was working for Baston and Cook.
Okay. And so what have you been doing for income since then?
Just small jobs, working at McDonald's, here and there. I was trying to pay rent, and then the McDonald's I was working at, they actually shut down because it was a grease fire. It was on the news. This happened like back in December. It was on the news to where the McDonald's, because of the grease fire, somebody left the grease on when we closed down, and by that morning it was already burnt up.
Okay. Has there ever been any history of drug abuse?
No.
Okay. What about mental health?
Yes.
What mental health
I didn't get my mental health situation when everything started happening last year. when my grandfather died, my grandma died, my uncle died, I start going to counseling. It's actually right down the street to Grady. It's 10 Park Place. It's right down the street.
I'm familiar.
And the reason why I went is because I became depressed a couple of months ago, which is last year.
Were you diagnosed with anything?
I was diagnosed with depression.
Were you put on any medications for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was. Because it came to a point where I couldn't sleep for 2 days in a row. And then crash on the third day and kept doing the same thing. I'm like, you know what? I need to go get some help. So I went to go get some help.
Okay.
Okay, now I definitely understand being in this situation. The worst, when you get in a homeless situation, your mental will just go all the way down. So that's definitely true. But I definitely see a lot of excuses being made. You know, no knock to her. She seemed like a very coherent lady. She's definitely a nice looking woman without even wearing any makeup. But there seems to be a dark cloud over her, or she's just not telling the full truth. But the excuses are running rampant. I'm not judging her, but I think you guys get a sense of it too. There seemed to be a lot of fidgeting and this whole thing of trying to prove that you're not lying. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let me show you my past from my last job. I think this dark cloud that's following her is definitely something that led to her mental decline and her mental depression. Anybody would be depressed in this situation.
And so, are you in a relationship right now?
No.
Okay, when's the last time you was in a relationship?
Last time I was in a relationship was last year.
What happened to that relationship?
We split apart. We didn't see eye to eye.
What specifically did you guys not see eye to eye on?
It's that I've been with this person for over 3 years. And when my mental start declining, that's when he couldn't help me anymore. He couldn't
help you
me.
What, financially, or help you just in
help
what
me
way?
Mentally.
Okay.
He couldn't help me mentally anymore. And I left to go to New York.
Why'd you leave to go to New York?
To see my mother's side of the family.
Okay, so you went to go see family, and what happened?
Then it was more funerals I had to go to when I was up there.
Right. And so, but how did that contribute to the destruction of the relationship?
It's just that we wasn't seeing eye to eye no more. He wants something else, and I wanted something else. He wanted to get married, and I told him no. And
why didn't you want to get married?
It's because of the age difference.
How old was he?
In his 50s.
Was he financially stable?
Yeah. It's just that certain, like, I could call him right now and we could have a good conversation. Just, he wanted something else and I wanted something else, and I wish him for peace.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If on the off chance that he were to see this video, do you think that he would want you to have been homeless for the last month? Does he know that you're homeless?
No, I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to him ever since December.
And so if he saw this video, do you think that he would want to come and get you up off the street?
Probably so.
Have you ever considered maybe calling him?
No.
Why not?
It's because, you know what? I know it's hard to talk about it, but I'm going to just say it anyway. It's because that I didn't tell him that I lost my job. I didn't tell him that the little apartment that I had, I lost it. I just don't want him to see me as a failure. So it's more of a pride thing than anything. I'm just being very, very
straight
honest.
up pride.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just break this part here down. It sounds like this particular gentleman, he was possibly a sugar daddy type guy, a good guy that she knew that was very much into her. But it sounds like for 3 years for you to be dating somebody that you're really not that into, it definitely sounds like the attraction wasn't there for her. He was definitely much more older. Who's to say that he wasn't, a religious man and very strict, and some of the ways she just couldn't conform to. A lot of women, they they're stuck in their ways. They say a lot of women, by the time they reach 30 years old, they're pretty much stuck in their ways. They're not going to change who they are. And the reason why I say he was probably a more religious type, because he wanted to marry her. And I got the feeling that she definitely can't see herself marrying this man, because I think the guy that she wanted to marry was the guy that got killed. And she can't really, that's where her heart is still. You know, she can still talk about this man 5 years later and tear up. But I think that's where her heart still lies. So she definitely can't see herself marrying a 50-year-old man who she's not attracted to. And as a matter of fact, I'm thinking about it now, she's definitely not attracted to him like that if she would rather be homeless than be with him.
Was the relationship good besides?
Yes.
You know, okay.
He would, every Friday, I used to do something so cute. Every Friday, I would do date night. And I would surprise him when he gets off work. And I have candles everywhere, you know, a glass of wine for him and me. And then I'll make his favorite plate, which is ribs, barbecue.
But anyways, guys, I'm going to close the video out right there. I don't want to make this video too long. I will see you guys in the next video.
Which is really hard.
Okay. Listen, if anyone wanted to reach out or help out or donate, do you have a Cash App or anything like that people could help you out?
I got my Cash App card in my wallet.
What's your Cash App? Shout it out.
It's MySherrod90.
$ in front?
Yes.
And spell that out.
MySherrod90.
All right. Well, miss, we definitely want nothing but the best for you. And we wish you the best out here, all right?
This is only temporary, guys.